Hello, this is Mr. Huff, and I want to give you a real quick overview of the skylive.com, which is a really neat online planetarium that we can use to support our learning about comets and asteroids. So what you're going to see here is lots of different things. They post a tremendous amount of information on this website, but we are mostly interested in comets and asteroids. So you can see those two links right there. So if you click on comets, the first thing you need to do is make sure that you are located in Midlothian in the United States. If not, you click on change, and let's say that it thinks you're in, I know that when I first used it, it said I was in the UK. So you would grab that and drag the little red pointer to Texas and zoom in on that, and then move it to Dallas Fort Worth, that little triangle just below that, zoom in on that, and then find Midlothian and drop it right there. Confirm your selection, and now you are in the right place. So this lists comets, and what I want you to do is click on the name of the comet, and then we see a lot of information. We see the live view of where it is right now, information about right ascension and declination and its magnitude. And then we'll also see the rise, the transit, and the set time. If this is not here, it may say something about circumpolar, and that's something you're going to have to define for me. The next thing we see is a three-dimensional model of the solar system that you can zoom in and out on, and you can rotate back and forth with a little bit of effort. So I want you to take a picture of what the orbit of this comet looks like compared to us or the solar system. So you'll do a screenshot of that for me. A lot of technical data about positions by date and which constellations it's related to. And then this is an interesting graph for me. This tells us the distance from Earth over time. So what I would like you to do is take a screenshot of that. Everything else on here you are going to get from somewhere else. Okay, there are two things at the top I want to point out. There's an online planetarium and a live position and data tracker. So we're going to right click on each one of these and click open in new tab. Right click, open in new tab. So here we have the planetarium. This is useful for seeing where this is in relation to the horizon. So what I would like you to do is find your comet and then tell me, is it west or is it east or is it north? So here this one is just a little bit north of east, and then you would look up in the sky and you could see that if you had the appropriate equipment. You can also zoom in and zoom out on this, and that's kind of cool. So you can see there's the sun and there's Venus and there's west. So this is kind of fun. The other one I'm interested in is the live view, and this one is a lot more precise. This is where information is more useful. So it has right ascension and declination, and it tells us that right now it's associated with the constellation Pegasus. And if you notice that these dates or these distances and times are changing. So this is live. This is actually moving, and you can see that it's getting further away, and the distance from the sun it's getting close. Is it getting closer? It's counting up or down? Let's see. It looks like it's counting down. Yep, it's counting down. It's getting closer to the sun and further from us. So you can actually see that this is actually moving around. Okay, one more thing you need to be able to do is highlight that, right click, search Google for this comet. And usually it will pop up with a Wikipedia article link over here, or you have links to Sky and Telescope. You're going to look for things like who discovered it, when they discovered it, some of the facts like that. And I'd also like you to see if you can locate a picture that kind of shows this comet. So like here's a picture. You could just take a little snapshot of this, make sure it talks about that it's the right thing. Okay, so that's going to be useful there. The other thing I want you to explore is asteroids. You get pretty much the same thing, the same kind of thing. So we're going to look at Ceres. This is a dwarf planet in the asteroid belt, and you can see the online planetarium. You can see the live position data tracker, and you get similar information about the constellation, right ascension, and declination. And here you can see that it's below the horizon right now. But if you were looking around, there's east, there's north. So it's kind of northeast is where it's at right now. Okay. Then other things you can tell on here are going to be the rise and set times and the transit. All of these should have rise and set. And then again, a screenshot of the solar system here. And you can move this around and see how they're not quite in line with the planets. Okay, that one's not quite in line. It's kind of, you can see that we're kind of flat compared to the other planets, and Ceres has a different ecliptic. So then the thing I want you to get from this is going to be a screenshot of this distance from Earth graph. And then there's also some interesting things here. The physical parameters I'm mostly interested in its diameter and its sidereal rotation. So this is saying it's 952 kilometers across, and it has a day that lasts 9 hours. Just like the comets, you can right click on the dwarf planet Ceres and open that, and you can find an article about it, and you can find images of it. So that's just a real quick overview of the skylive.com, and that should get you enough for getting the assignment done.